nitafanya, I'll build the road from here to here. Don't cram the names of those roads. You are not impressing us. In fact, you look terrible. The guy was just, in a pressure cooker boiling like matumbo. Yeah. He was boiling, I'm telling you. Yeah. Being shredded, like somebody who never went to school, in a shredding machine, and then flushed in a sewer line, off to Ruai. That is what happened to Ichungwa. Yeah. I felt sorry for the boy, or a success rate, if I put it the other way around, of 5%. That is not even an E, Jed. It is an F. F for fool. He used that in the Bible to work on people's psyche. And he was successful. So, people now know who William Ruto is. I have been, people have been stripping him naked. But as a faithful brother, I have been rushing towards him and covering him. Okay? Yes. Faithful.
Faithful.
Yes.
Faithful.
Yes. Uppercuts. One after the other. One after the other. If Gachagua continues this way for another 12 months, I don't know whether this man will, I don't know what happened to him. He'll be finished. What gives him the idea that he can do as he wishes? This is not his personal house, this is not for going. I think the president needs to stop being simplistic.
Is there a vacuum post-Raila?
Play one clip where Ruto has spoken truthfully.
A very good day to you and welcome to Philip Kisia Unscripted. My name is Jadiel Kabiro. I'm so glad that you've joined us once again for our political conversations. The conversations are all about truth. Philip Kisia is a leadership and governance expert. He says if the truth shall kill them, let them die. He's the last town clerk of Nairobi. He's been at KICC. He says the truth as he says it. Great to see you. How are you doing this particular day?
It's a Friday.
It's a Friday?
Yeah.
Nani end month?
And it's end month. So I'm hoping that you carry something for me.
Oh yes, of course, of course. Our conversation for today is all about Rigathi Gachagua'S. He's been spilling a lot of beans this week, talking about allegations of Ruto being a gold smuggler, to Ruto misleading Raila. But we'll talk about that in just a few. Just as always, it's always great to start with reflections from Kisia. What have you been thinking about this week?
Well, it has been a very eventful week. Many things have happened, as you've seen. But what really caught my eye is the humbling experience that my good friend, the President, William Ruto, was put through. I don't know whether you saw that video, Pastor Lai in Mombasa. Ruto was a guest. He went to worship with Pastor Lai. And I'm sure he's regretting why he even went to that church. Look for that video, my friend.
Corrupt people are cursed. They are cursed by God. And all these people in Kenya who are stealing and destroying our economy, they don't begin by stealing from Kenya. They begin by stealing from God. Every thief lives under a curse. They will die a premature death. They will die before their time because of a curse. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. When you fear the Lord, in Acts chapter 10, the Apostle Peter says, now I know, and you need to know too, that God shows no partiality.
Well, that is Pastor Lai, President William Ruto sitting there with Mombasa Governor Lai, talking about corruption, talking about why Gen Zs protested. What have you been thinking about once you saw this video?
I said, what a moment for the President of the Republic of Kenya. That was humiliation of the highest order. The President. You're being told things that are not palatable. You're being told things that are making you so uncomfortable. I could see my good friend, my President, fidgeting. I could see that he was praying, while people are praying to God in heaven, he was praying that the earth can open and he drops inside. It was such a moment, I'm telling you, if you watch that video and you know who, just Ruto's demeanor. He's very boisterous. He's very bossy, But you could see a man who had really completely been flattened. This lying man is not a very good man. He's a man of God, but he put Ruto where he belongs. I'm telling you, Jed, it was bad. And
bad.
You know what he said?
Yes.
And I said, please, I know people have issues with President Ruto, but when he gets to a point where people are even predicting death, people, it's not a very good situation. And I think for me, I thought probably the president really needs to take a step back and ask himself, how come even the men of the cloth, people who are right behind him, people who are supporting him so strongly, are the ones who are coming out bashing him? He got a thorough beating. And the beating was in front of children, women, mothers. It was in front of everybody. Yeah. I'm telling you, I think I would advise my friend to sit down and really ask himself hard questions, to sit in front of a mirror and say, what went wrong?
Okay.
Why are these people being so bullish? The other thing, these coastal tours that the president has been making. This is a president, the 5th president of the Republic of Kenya, and who is operating as if he's in the campaign mode. He has forgotten that actually he is 50% in his tenure. 50%, he's done 50%. It's about 2.5 years now. And the man is still on the rooftop campaigning, telling us what we already know, telling us what is in his manifesto. At this point in time, really, he should actually be telling us not what he intends to do, because the intentions have been spelled out in the Kenya Kwanza manifesto. This is bottom thing, bottom-up thing, okay? So we don't need to, he doesn't have to repeat, because, we're not idiots, we're not children. Yeah, we've read that manifesto. What we want to see are results. And I heard someone like Ichungwa, when he was being roasted also, saying that, the first 2.5 years, is for planning. What the hell is he talking about? You plan before you get into an office. In any event, Jed, we have a plan as Kenyans. It is called Vision 2030. So you, as the driver for the time being, your job is to implement that plan. Your job is not to come up with some other stupid plans that are not making sense, and then you start going on a rooftop saying, nitafanya, I'll build the road from here to here. Don't cram the names of those roads. You are not impressing us. In fact, you look terrible when you keep on cramming things and coming and telling us that, from here to here. We want to see the road done. Come and show us the road. Say, now, this is what I've been doing. While I was sitting in the office, look at the results. Lakini hii ushenzi hii ya kuongea mambo mingi, kizungu mingi, we don't want this nonsense.
I want to play a video
you see,
of the president saying that you're calling him out, but you do not have an agenda.
Mpango yao yote eti ni kumuondoa Ruto. Hawana mpango nyingine yoyote. Hawana sera, hawana mpango, hawana maoni, hawana maono, hawana chochote. Niwaambie wale mwenye kuweka viongozi na kuwaondoa ni Mwenyezi Mungu, sio nyinyi. Nyinyi msijisumbue kupanga kabila hii na kabila ile, kupanga huyu na yule, kupanga haya na yale. Nyinyi tafuteni sera.
That is the president, Kisia. Says you're talking too much, everyone is saying, but the only plan they have is Ruto must go. Hakuna sera.
That is our plan. And it's a beautiful plan. And we're implementing what Kenyans want. All Kenyans, almost 99% of the Kenyans have given us only one job. As people in opposition, to remove him from the job. That's the only job we've been given by Kenyans. And then when he get in, he's asking us that we are going to implement Vision 2030. That is a plan that Kenyans want us to implement. So we are not going to do those things they talk about bottom up. Kenyans are clear. Kenyans know what they want to do. Kenyans have the Vision 2030. So we are not going to waste time, engaging Mr. Ruto. Okay? He came up with some plan, which was not our plan. That was his own plan. This bottom up. And pandos.
Yeah.
These are things that have failed completely. Everything that he came is failed. He's talking about housing, failed. His own minister said, we can't do the 200,000 units per year. Okay? How many has he done? How many? He said 200,000 units per year. It's not 2.5 years. Have you seen 400,000 units? And they'll not be there. Even if you give Ruto another 20 years, you will not see those things. Okay? Because he talks too much and there's less action. So, let him not be concerned. You see, this is a man who is, feeling the heat and is in panic. Why is he responding to us? His job, is cut. The job is cut for him. Let him just show us what he's doing. In fact, he doesn't have to show us. We have eyes, we'll see, we'll feel. If the economy is doing well, our pockets will tell him that the economy is doing well. So he doesn't have to repeat every day, I'm building roads, I'm building affordable housing, Shifsha, and yet people are dying in hospital. Jed, people are dying. This thing is not working. It is only working in Ruto's head. This Shifsha is only working in his head. And those people around him. Because this thing is a money-making thing. 104 billion to do a system.
Yeah.
It is 104 billion working in their heads. Going and you've experienced a bee.
Yeah.
When there's a bee around you, it makes a lot of noise, or a mosquito. That mosquito noise is what we don't want. It is in their head, that mosquito.
Yeah.
Because for them, the 104 billion has been spent and is in their heads. So why is he concerned?
Yeah.
If we mean nothing, like you said, you people in the social media, you're making noise, you have no plan. If you have no plan, shut up. Don't bother. Just serve the Kenyans. Why are you bothered with us who have no plan? Why are you bothered with us who are in social media? Why are you bothered? Why are you responding to us? You are responding to us because there's something you must respond to. If there was nothing, he would have shut up. But by responding, Jed, it clearly shows that there's something. There's some fire under the seat. He's feeling the heat. And I can tell you, there's more heat coming his way. Oh my God.
More heat.
We are going to use oil to fire that seat. We are going to burn, man. This thing is going to burn. So
let's talk about your highlights, because those were just your reflections. We haven't even gone to the highlights.
Not yet.
We haven't even started talking about the show.
Not yet.
What have you noticed this week?
Not yet, man. I don't know. There was, I think, this disagreement between Kenya Power and my son, the governor Sakaja, which was extremely unfortunate. Okay? But again, you can see this is a government, because the Nairobi county government is under Kenya Kwanza. Kenya Power and Lighting is a state corporation, is under the Kenya Kwanza administration. They are the ones who have appointed the top management. Then you find this history, which is supposed to be serving the public, getting into unnecessary wars instead of sitting down to deal with the issues that are there. And on this particular matter, I can tell you, I have seen already DPP has already written to DCI asking them to investigate the action that was taken by Nairobi City County. But who started this war?
Yeah.
It's actually Kenya Power and Lighting. Because when you put off power, the street lighting, now streets are in darkness. Is that not any economic sabotage?
Yeah.
You're putting people at risk. When you put off power in hospitals, when you make it impossible for the city to operate efficiently, Does not that amount to a criminal offense and sabotage? I am not, in support of the action that was taken by Nairobi City County. I think they went a bit overboard by discharging sewer and then by dumping solid waste in an area that is not designated. I think if I was Sakaja, and I've done it before when I was there, just clamp the vehicles, clamp all the vehicles.
We call it the home of engineers. We train you how to make engineering drawings. We have a brilliant drawing and detailing program that will not only train you how to draw and detail, but you'll also learn how to draw and detail using the software.
AutoCAD. By the time that you're going to university, you'll be able to do AutoCAD by yourself. Imagine if they are asking you to just do that project for them.
Once you have these tools, you will not only be industry ready, but you will be ahead of your peers in the job market, and it will give you a brilliant competitive edge while looking for a job.
I would like to advise the students who are done with maybe high school, and also if you have graduated from university, colleges, and you've done a course related to civil engineering, building, architect, so that you can join here because it has a lot of practical works.
Welcome to SciTech.
You did that?
Yes, I did. I clamped. But I only clamped after I had engaged. I try and engage them. I try and write letters. I try and call them on a negotiating table. They refuse. Don't forget that during my time, they had a standing order of 1.2 million every day going to their account. Every day, 1.2 billion. And then these issues that we see are historical in nature. So we had said, at that time, under the stewardship of Ambassador Mudavadi, we sat down and I said, listen, you have an act that allows you to operate as a state corporation, okay? So, very well, charge for your services. I am operating under the Local Government Act, Cap 265, okay? It allows me to charge the following fees and charges, including way leaves. It also the Planning Act forbids you from doing any development without approval. Now, when you lay cables and infrastructure over your lines without an approval from city, I mean, it's illegal.
So they have to pay?
No, not even pay. It has to be approved.
Okay.
Let's start from there. Kenya Power is making business from laying cables, infrastructure, communication infrastructure on their cable lines. They are making profit, but they don't want to share the profits with the... So the Kenya Power and Lighting, they need to pay way leaves. And until those charges are discontinued, Kenya Power and Lighting has an obligation to pay. But on the flip side, I urge my young brother, my son, the governor, to provide leadership. And I've spoken to him, and is willing and ready to engage his counterpart, the MD of Kenya Power and Lighting. But I'm hoping that the national government can step in so that this matter is resolved amicably, so that the public does not suffer. The public is going to suffer, okay? And I hope that the enemies of the governor will not use that opportunity, okay, now to charge him for a criminal offense. Yeah? They can do him like this, finger. Yeah, they charge him. Nema takes him and say, you dumped.
I've seen a letter from Nema.
Yeah, you dumped in an area that is not designated.
Yeah.
You discharged, you failed to do your duties, and sewer is all over. So it becomes a public health matter. So I'm hoping it doesn't get that point. Felix Kosgei, who is the head of public service, should call the two gentlemen and resolve this matter, not only for Nairobi County, but for all other counties. The last one, Jed, is I saw that video, this journalist, I think it was, which one was it? When this man was being, Medi, yes,
Yeah.
Medi. I saw Medi roasting, completely roasting. You know, the guy put Ichungwa in a pressure cooker. Man, that was something. You know, I watched from the start to end. It's about 30 minutes
Yes.
video. I had to watch it, man. I actually had to spare time to watch it. If you've not watched it, I would want you to go and watch. Just play the first 1.5 minutes.
Let's do the highlight of the video.
You are the majority leader in the Kenyan National Assembly. You are a close ally and supporter of President William Ruto, who is super unpopular right now because he and you and your party haven't delivered for the people of Kenya. Your 2022 election manifesto made 281 promises. Can you tell our audience tonight how many of those have been fulfilled over the last 2.5 years?
The implementation of a manifesto is page by page, chapter after chapter.
But you haven't implemented it. That's the problem.
Sentence. It is being implemented.
How many
It's
of the
only been 2 years.
281 promises have been implemented?
I'll not give you a straight answer of 2 or 10 or 200, but I'll tell you.
You're the first politician who said to me, I will not give you a straight answer, just bluntly. I can give you an answer. I've got the answer. It's 14 out of 281 promises. That means 95% of your promises have not been met 2.5 years in.
That is your number, Mehdi, not my number.
It's not my number. It's the number of Mizalendo, a non-partisan parliamentary monitoring organization in Kenya.
Well, you're looking at Al Jazeera's journalist Mehdi, together with Kimani Ichung'wah, majority leader. Why are you making this part of our conversation today, as much as it is trending in the
First
country?
of all, I think even for you,
Yes.
our young boys, I hope you saw something. The preparedness of the host,
Yes.
Mehdi. You saw him, how he was prepared for the interview. He had facts, he had figures. He was prepared, and he put the guy to task. The guy was just, you know, in a pressure cooker boiling, boiling like matumbo.
Yeah.
He was boiling, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So, and I hope, Jed, you'll get to that level because you have capacity.
Yes.
You're going to get that level.
Yeah.
Okay? But let me say this. This man, it was not just a pressure cooker and he was feeling that pressure. He was actually shredded. You know, it was so embarrassing because he's a Kenyan. Being shredded, like somebody who never went to school, in a shredding machine, and then flashed in a sewer line. Off to Ruai. That is what happened to Ichung'wah. I felt sorry for the boy. But then I said, why embarrass yourself to go for such an interview when you know there is nothing you can defend about it? There's nothing positive you can talk about this government. Okay? Or there's very little positivity. And people know it. People know us. People have facts. You saw that man saying, listen, in your manifesto, and even Ichung'wah didn't know, in manifesto, you made 281 promises. You've only delivered 14. That's amounts to a failure rate of 95%. Or a success rate, if I put it the other way around, of 5%. That is not even an E, Jed. It is an F. F for fool. I mean, why embarrass yourself? Going, you want to look smart, you want to look good. But you know for sure that these people there, they are not Getheri media. They do their research. And you know that's why they are paid, Jed.
Yes.
Maybe I want you to go to Al Jazeera one day and work there. Because they're good men. These people are paid properly. They're paid in millions.
Yes.
So when you go there, you must be prepared. Don't go there with a Getheri head. Okay? You have no facts. You have no figures.
Yes.
Nothing, you know. But that is not even important. The roasting that this young man went through. This guy was a very pompous and, you know, very proud young man. Very, very small, with too much ego. What really I felt bad about is the image of our country. Jed, do you know how many millions of investors were watching that one? Where Mendi was reminding Ichung'wah that you people are corrupt. Do you think investors would want to come in an environment that is corrupt, in an environment that is not predictable? We lost straight millions of investors who are watching. And they were reminded, please avoid Kenya. It's a corrupt nation. He even went further to remind the world that President Ruto is the second most corrupt person on earth. Second most corrupt. In fact, now with this other fellow,
Sri Lanka,
Assad,
yeah.
out of the way, he's number one. Because I talk about a leader. Now this Assad out, he takes position number one. The most corrupt individual on earth. Do you know what that has done to us? You know, if you've done marketing, you know, to repair that image, that broken image, you have to make a lot of effort. The brand Kenya was actually destroyed in 30 minutes. People respect this country. Brand Kenya. Destroyed because somebody wanted a Kimenyi and thought that he is a match. No, he knows too much. He went there. I'm telling you, Jed, watch that thing, man. There's something that you're gonna learn from this thing. Okay? And you know, and the guy was even saying that, reminding again Ichungwa, and I could see Ichungwa going through a lot of pain. I could see him biting his lips. He was in pain, my friend. Being reminded that your president, your boss, is super unpopular. Not unpopular, super unpopular. That, you know, where there's no point of return. So when President Ruto is worried about us who are talking here, now what about that one? Millions of guys were watching. Millions. Go and check. He's gone, he's finished. So this thing, they should stop pretending they're clever people. Let them fix the things, corruption, the economy, extrajudicial killings. Then when they go out there, they'll have something to talk about. Because it was being asked, children have died. It's a fact. Children have died. What have you done about it? He had no answer. They're saying, oh, you know, 7 months later, they're still investigating, and people are dead, children are dead. He's saying they're still investigating. What are they investigating? This is a failed regime.
And as that is happening, Kisia, I want us to come back to the country and look at Rigathi Gachagua. That is my main conversation for today. Rigathi Gachagua is also talking about the president, criticizing his moves, talking about things we didn't even know. From Robert Alai is in the NIS, the president has been smuggling gold. You know, Gachagua says he knows the president so well, and when it comes to hitting the ground, they will actually remove him from power. But I want to talk about this, Kisia. Is he a bitter man from how Gachagua is speaking, or is it a matter of time to tell the truth from where you sit? Even before we get into look at some of the questions that Kenyans are having with regards to Rigathi Gachagua.
You know, Rigathi Gachagua, I think probably out of naivety, he went into bed with William Ruto. Maybe out of naivety. And that one I can excuse him. He didn't know who he was dealing with. But if he had come to consult some of us, we would have told him, this is a man that you're going to deal with. Okay? Because we've been around him for some time. Or rather, he has been around us. We understand him. So Gachagua probably went there thinking that what Ruto was saying was coming truthfully, not knowing that what he doesn't mean what he says. It's a complete opposite. But I'm happy that the impeachment taught him a lesson. That the impeachment now brought the other side of William that Gachagua didn't know. Okay? So the question is, I mean, why would you want to continue working with this man? Why? Why are you still fighting for that office? Okay? Because if the man is corrupt, forget about him. But I suspect that he just wants to clear his name. Because there are certain accusations. When people accuse you of being corrupt, when people accuse you of wrongdoing, if you are a clever person, you would want that record corrected. So if that is his intention of just making sure that he has a clean slate, he has a clean record, then there's nothing wrong that he's doing. Okay? But Gachagua, I can tell you, he has come out as a rebranded person. You know, this government has a truth deficit. Nobody believes these people. Even if they come on the rooftops and spend hours talking, nobody will believe them. So now Gachagua coming up and saying things which we can fact check. When he says he invited Hemedi, it is true he invited Hemedi through the instructions of William Ruto. It is true. It is true that as a head of state, you can not invite a junior fellow. So you get your deputy to, to invite, make the invitation. And when he comes here, why would a president meet a junior person? A junior person. And even kick out your deputy number 2 from the meeting. It's obvious. The things that were being discussed were not official. Those were magendo. Those were things to do with the black gold and blood gold.
Yeah.
Blood gold. Because if it was something to do with Kenya, business to do with Kenya, as your number 2 would have sat in, even not to say anything, but just to listen. But the fact that Gachagua was thrown out speaks a lot. But Gachagua is a cunning fellow. You know what he did?
Yeah.
On the way back to the airport, he asked, so my brother, what were you discussing? Say, business. What business? Gold. Gold.
I want you
Gorod.
to...
You will say Gorod.
Gorod.
Gorod. That's what you discussed. So, but you know, there are certain things that are going to happen or are happening already, because the government of Sudan is retaliating. They say, no more bringing tea here, and they consume a lot of our tea, and they are going to put certain embargoes. Okay, and last time you remember, Jeda said they can also hit back by, facilitating people. People who would want to destabilize the region, people who may even want to come and destabilize Kenya. It is a very serious situation that we have put ourselves in. Okay, meddling in other people's foreign matters. It is very untidy. But you can see, because of the greed of Gorod, the greed, the appetite, the salivation, they're just salivating when they think gold. Now this is blood gold, my brother. For heaven's sake, blood gold. We have just left children.
Yes.
Our children, Gen Z, blood. Everywhere is blood.
Yeah.
Stop this nonsense, my brother.
This is Rigathi Gachagua on KTN.
And what is happening is that the president has put his personal and commercial interests ahead of the country's interests. That's the problem that they are having. They are doing business with the RSF chief of gold that is being gotten from that area, brought to Nairobi and taken to Dubai. Kenya in a very bad light. Very, very bad light. And President William Ruto must accept that he will not be president forever. He cannot destroy this country and the way we are perceived by other nations.
Kisia, as we watch that, how do you think this is affecting the president when it comes to his public image? Or will people just say this is just Gachagua playing politics? How is it affecting President William Ruto?
What image are you talking about? What image are you talking about? Does he have an image? Maybe you should rephrase your question and ask me, is he making his image even poorer and bad? Because he doesn't have an image.
So all this...
When you're already pronounced as the most corrupt person on earth, is that an image? Is that an image? Is that a good image? When children under your watch disappear, abducted, killed extrajudicially, there's corruption everywhere. Adani, corruption. Okay? When everything bad is happening and is associated with you, that cannot be an image. So, and we associate with people like Ahmedi and so on and so forth. You remember, even if you just Google, certain other cases will come out, like Muteshi, you remember? You took somebody's land, 100 acres.
Yes.
So, let's not talk about image.
But,
it's a bad image.
But will it affect the president in any way? Because the president was elected, Kenyans still calling him corrupt.
Listen.
The president was elected, him...
You see, Kenyans are God-fearing. People maybe knew, or maybe they didn't know, But Kenyans, when you go with a Bible or a Quran,
Yeah.
when you just hold, you know, Kenyans are fearful. Kenyans are God-fearing. So this man manipulated people. He used that in the Bible to work on people's psyche. And he was successful. So people now know who William Ruto is. Okay? There's no more guessing. That time maybe they were saying, no, you know, maybe you guys are just against this man because of his background. He comes from a poor background. His parents are not known, and so on and so forth. Yeah? So let's give him, because we are fighting, you know, he's not a dynasty. Yeah? This is not Odinga. This is not Kenya. Let's give our own. Not knowing that your own is worse than the dynasty. Not knowing that your own, if actually wants to join the club of dynasties. Now you can see. The people he's associating with are who? He wants to do black gold. Yeah, as Gachagua'S told us, he wants to do gold. Yeah. This shift share thing, he wants to do that one. Then the affordable housing, I told you, I told you from the beginning, you refuse to listen to me. I told you this is all corruption. Affordable housing. Now, look, people just making money from steel and cement. It's all. So this man, let's not talk about an image. The image he doesn't have. Your question was, will it affect him? Yes. Because now he has confirmed people's worst fears. That this is who I am. I was pretending that time. Okay? Now he has confirmed. And people have confirmed that yes, indeed, we were dealing with an evil person. So, this one, I'm telling you, by 8 a.m.
Yes.
8 a.m.
Asubuhi.
The votes from the Murima will have sent him home.
But we say, you're saying...
8 a.m.
Yes, I would want to know about this. You're saying he's an evil man. Raila Odinga, of course, is expected to make an announcement next week. Rigathi Gachagua'S said in his conversations with Ruto, they had planned how they would mislead Raila with either AU or here in the country. If Raila joins forces, is there even a chance of Raila joining forces with Ruto? And how will it affect the political landscape of the country?
You know, Jed, Raila is my very good friend. Once in a while, when he has time, he passes by here and we have a cup of tea. I also go and Mama Ida makes tea for us and we eat fish. I have a job to be honest and truthful to him.
Yeah.
And for a long time, Jed, I have been, people have been stripping him naked. But as a faithful brother, I have been rushing towards him and covering him. Okay? Yes. Faithful.
Faithful.
Yes.
Faithful.
Yes.
Okay.
Covering him. But now he's getting to a point where he's also fighting me.
Oh.
And my advice. And removing the towel and throwing it on the jiko. I have sent another towel. It is his now choice to decide whether he wants to be naked, the way Ruto is naked. Because I've been covering him. Because my party, I cover him. He's Baba. I'm not like the others who are misleading him, removing and throwing the towel.
Come on, these analogies are too much. Tell me what you know. Tell me what you know about this question.
So listen.
Yes.
This is a suicide mission. And I can tell you, if Raila makes that mistake of joining Ruto, he'll go with Ruto. I'm telling you, they are going home together. The only way is for Baba to accept my towel, okay? To cover him. That's the only way he's going to salvage his legacy. What Raila is known for: democracy, fighting corruption, fighting tribalism, fighting extrajudicial killings. He has fought for this country. And then at the tail end of his career, you want to join somebody where people have said, Tawe, that one, no. And people have said, even if you had people from Murima saying, Forget about bringing even Uhuru Kenyatta. Wachana na huyo. Even Jomo, even Dada Kimathi, who died, I don't know, 70 years ago. Bring him. We shall not. We shall never associate with you. So for me,
Yes.
Raila should avoid this man. Should deal with him from a distance.
So from what you're saying, if he joins Ruto, it will not change the opposition as it is with Kalonzo Musyoka, but Raila, Ruto are gone.
They're gone. I'm just being truthful. If Raila makes, he can salvage. And, people are not very happy with the association. And this is a fact. People are not very happy. But if he decides to go on a bed and lie on a bed with that man, his legacy is gone. Kaput, finished.
Should they listen to Gachagua?
Finished.
Now that Gachagua says, what Ruto was speaking about, misleading Raila, and do you believe the intentions of Gachagua are pure, not just politically motivated to do away with Ruto as Ruto did away with him?
No, you see, give it to Gachagua. Gachagua has been very factual. Tell me one thing that Gachagua has said and somebody has countered. Gachagua has spilled everything. Okay, and maybe when Ruto was sharing that information with Gachagua, they were still in love. But I can tell you, what happens when a lover is jilted. Yeah, they spill the beans. So Gachagua just spilling the beans, and he has that is why nobody is countering Gachagua. Number two, you are asking whether Gachagua is bitter. If there was any bitterness, it has been overcome. If there was any, it has been overcome. You can see his demeanor and the way he is so respectful to Ruto. He still refers to him as a president, my friend, my brother. But most importantly, his way of delivering messages. Very calm demeanor, very diplomatic, but very striking. He has been giving Ruto uppercuts. One after the other. If Gachagua continues this way for another 12 months, I don't know whether this man will, I don't know what happened to him. He'll be finished.
What are the chances, though, of Gachagua now merging or forming an alliance with Raila? Now that we've talked about Raila, Ruto, is there a Raila Gachagua in the offing?
You see, Jed, politics is dynamic. Today you are not talking, tomorrow you are talking. And in this country, politics is not about ideology or philosophy or values. It's just a dirty game. And most of the guys there are just dirty. Just a few good apples. They're just dirty fellows. And that's why you people must change our political architecture. Okay? The Gen Z. You have the capacity to change. Leaving it to these old folks, things will never change. Okay? This can't never change. So, the question you're asking is, should Raila, and I'm hoping that's what these consultations that he's going around making. If he's being honest, people are telling him, don't join that side. I've heard people saying, Mzee, if you want your legacy to be remembered, don't join that man. So if he comes and announces something different, anything short of what people want, he'll be cooked. But him joining this progressive force, joining the likes of Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, Rigathi, Natembeya, Matiang'i, Wamalwa, Philip Kisia, joining us.
Yes.
Truthful people.
Yeah.
Joining us. Okay? He would have saved his legacy. He would have strengthened the opposition. And the people, even for the small little mistakes he has made a few goofs here and there, people will forgive him. Now, if Raila really wants to be useful, and I've said this before, Jed, Raila should look at Ruto in the eye and say, well, you know what, I've stabilized you for about a year, but you still are used to bad behavior. You cannot change. The only way, I've said, that there must be a form of a transition, a government to transit, a transitional government. Okay? So that between now and 2027, we deal with the challenges that we are facing as a country, deal with this issue of IBS, deal with the issue of extrajudicial, deal with the cost of living, all the chief share, corruption, notably, and prepare this country for takeoff under a new political architecture come 2027. Okay? So between now and then, I would urge my party leader, my senior, my good friend, Raila, Amolo, Odinga, to consider that one. If he really wants, to be in that space. Anaambia wewe, I tried to help you, but you cannot be salvaged. Kaa kando. Step aside. Allow me to, to steer these people for the next 2.5 years, just to prepare them for a new political dispensation. That is the only thing that can work.
If not,
I don't know. Me, I've told you, Nanijed, I don't want to repeat myself. If not, Raila, will go down so badly.
yes.
I'm telling you. And you know me, I speak truthfully. I speak truthfully. I respect Raila, but I must tell him the truth. Wewe pia utaenda nyumbani na utaenda vibaya.
Well, that's it from Philip Kisia right here on Philip Kisia Unscripted. He says he's a truthful man, and of course, as you've seen, he has said the truth as he says it. Final remarks as we close the show, as we head over for the weekend.
I hope you brought me something, Jed.
See, I told you there's something.
It's a Friday, man.
See, I told you.
You're my guy. But anyway, look for this video on Apostle Michael. I like this guy. I think I must go to his church. I like the guy. Just play it out.
I saw Raila Odinga the other time going from place to place with the pretext of consulting people on what to do. I have said this several times before, and I will say again. Ruto is an agent of the devil, and it does not mean good for this nation. It does not mean good for the people of Kenya. For Raila to say that he's going around Kenya collecting views of his supporters, whether to work with Ruto or not, it is like telling people that you're consulting them so that you can go in bed with Satan. And whatever, if at all they agree on anything, God, let it be flatly rejected by Kenyans. Let it be flatly rejected by Kenyans. Father, I pray that Ruto and Raila, together with all wicked people around them, to know that there is a God in Kenya, who hereby stand and declare war between Ruto and Raila. Father, let that war erupt now between their kitchen cabinet and themselves. Let them fight like there was a war, confusion, God, between the children of Ammon and Monsir and the children of Moab, and they fought each other, God, to the advantage of the children of Israel.
Well, that's Apostle Michael. Warning shots to Raila Odinga.
You know, this man is a man of God, is a man of courage, is a truthful man, and he speaks as it is. He has, I've just warned Raila. And why have I picked this one? If Raila refuses to listen to me, he must listen to Apostle Michael. He has said, don't dine with the devil. Don't eat with the evil. This is an evil man. Those are not my words. Those are the words of Apostle
Michael.
Apostle Michael. He has said that this man has killed our Gen Zs. Those are not my words. The words of who?
Apostle Michael.
And he has declared war in that house. That marriage, there's going to be war. Total war. Third World War is going to happen in that house. That is the prayer of Apostle Michael. Because he is trying to save and salvage Raila. He's telling Raila, please, don't go to bed with the oppressor.
Yes.
Don't. Avoid it. And he has made a prayer. And I think from where I sit, I cannot add anything. I have nothing useful to add. But I urge Raila, even if he doesn't listen to me, he must listen to Apostle Michael. The last one, on a positive note, we must end.
Okay.
But this is coming from Western Africa. Look for this short video on Ibrahim Traore, the young man.
Well, that's Ibrahim Traore taking over leadership, has opened a bank. It's all about taking loans without interest in that country.
That is not the point. Okay, that's a big issue. That people access money, good money, not Fuliza. Not this thing that Nani is now chasing people around. My friend Oparanya, he has given a Fuliza job.
Hustler fund.
For chasing some small little money.
Yeah.
Those Raya have eaten that money. That is their taxes. This man has opened a proper bank. Okay? You've seen him himself commissioning. He didn't come to tell us or to tell the people of Burkina Faso, ninapanga, nitapanga, nitafanya. He has just come with to cut the tape. Start taking money. Start taking money. Did you see him in a huge convoy on a rooftop coming and say, nitawapatia bank, I'm going to do a bank? He said, here's a bank. Start taking money. Interest free. William. I had some people in parliament calling him Willie. Willie. And I was saying, we are going to be tighter. Tighter. Let William follow the footsteps of Ibrahim Traore. Maybe, and I say maybe, he'll salvage whatever is left of him.
Thanks for tuning into this one. Have yourself a lovely rest of your day. Share this video with as many people as possible so that the message can reach home for people to know what's happening. Have yourself a lovely rest of your day.
What gives him the idea that he can do as he wishes? This is not his personal house. This is not for going. I think the president needs to stop being simplistic.
Is there a vacuum post Raila?
Play one clip where Ruto has spoken truthfully.